Hey Rollers, this is Josh. If you're a nerd like us, you should check out our Patreon. We have bonus QPR content like what Eek and Emberlyn are doing while the party continues their adventure, Solinar first getting into an Alarian gang, or how Boat got into the professional wrestling circuit. Thank you so much. We're only able to record QPR with the support of listeners like you. Check us out at patreon.com/goblinsgrowlers.
Oh, I didn't like that at all.
What does it feel like, Brandon? Welcome to how the podcast has been for me in its entirety.
Yeah, I don't know, Gabe. I think we're gonna have to cut that.
Gabe, put it back in, Gabe. Put it back in. Slow it down. Slow it down. Here's the deal. Here.
That's gonna be the next ICUP like sample that Gabe uses for a song. Is that sound? The
I see you pee a little when you sneeze.
I see you pee a little when you sneeze. We need to work on that pelvic floor.
Mm-hmm.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
Well, howdy, listeners. Welcome to the Daily Crier Listening Show, where all the news and Varian and beyond can make its way, well, right to you. Fate. Often defined as events beyond one's control, yet still decided by an acting power. It is a potent brew to have the fate of another in your hands, or at the end of your blade. Even more potent to know the fate of the world rests on your shoulders. We all know about the responsibility of power, but how many folks really know it? Well, as the party makes camp down the road from Venturion, they plan their infiltration and weigh the obstacles ahead. In the next day, Koza and Solinar decide to go scout ahead, while the others continue at a steady pace toward the city. What fate awaits our heroes, and what role will they take with the powers they have? Hold on to your threads, dear listeners. Who knows what powers may be on the other side, weaving together what you may never, and probably should never, truly know. And as always, y'all take care now.
Boat, you're going to be sitting comfortably, waiting for your friends with Johannes and Alita. There's this quiet that has settled in since Solinar and Kosa have left a little bit ago. And you're left with your thoughts, your compatriots, and the biting chill that settles across the plains of the Boris Empire.
Yeah, that onion suit doesn't do much for insulation.
It does not.
Yeah, ghillie suit, more like chili suit.
Even though it is layered, but
I hate how much Brandon's jokes have been getting me today.
It's because I understand comedic timing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. So we're just sitting here shivering, basically.
I mean, you built a fire. You're probably, fine.
I thought they were continuing just more slowly.
We are. We're going to be going toward you more slowly, but we built a fire in the cart.
Oh,
Well,
God.
no, hold on. Pump brakes.
Wait,
Did I misunderstand?
Pump the brake. The cart stopped.
Oh, no, yeah. We picked this cart because it had a brazier in the back of it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay,
So, nix the fire car.
Whoa, no, the fire!
So yeah, we're chugging along down the road at a very reasonable pace, and I will remind everybody that our cover is that we are onion merchants, and our bounteous onions were taken by highwaymen.
It's so specific. So they left the valuables. They left your
What
jewelry
are
and gold.
you talking about? They took the most valuable thing.
But the onions are all gone.
Do you know how hard it is to grow red onions in a climate like this? We had to import those from the south.
In this environment?
So
Red onions in this economy that can't be measured by conventional numbers?
why are you so mean to me? I've done nothing to deserve this. Gabe, don't give me that look. I haven't.
In my head, as we are traveling down this road, we are bitter. We are in silence just because it's so cold.
We're bitter. We're spiced. We're not very nice.
Would you describe this road as lonely?
Well,
Don't you dare.
I would in fact say it's so lonely, it's perhaps the only road I've ever known.
I swear to God.
sounds like some sort of like Linkin Park knockoff band.
The real question is, how many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man?
Well, I don't know the
42?
answer to that question, Bo, but you know what I do know?
What's that?
Since all of our onions got stolen, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for dinner.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna have to since our fake onions that we never actually had got stolen, we're gonna have to probably forage or hunt a little bit to find something.
Oh, you could be a little bit more in character.
All Brandon wants
You never
is
know.
for this game to devolve into just being the Oregon Trail. That's all he wants.
Yeah, I want Bo to die of dysentery.
Brandon only wants dysentery.
I will say that would be a wild direction for that
Yeah.
character to go.
Boat collapses to the ground. He just shudders. He's got dysentery. He looks up at Johannes. He's like, check my vital signs to know I'm still alive. I walk alone.
Oh my god.
I use earth tremor.
Dysentery noises.
No, not dysentery noises.
Hurry, break out the Foley kit.
Yeah, that's a Foley note for Gabe.
Please. Oh, God, no, absolutely not.
I'm glad nobody on who's no listener can actually hear the Zoidberg noises that he made there.
Yeah.
You're going to travel in companionable silence for some time. Your slow, meandering pace does eventually get you to the point that you can see the city of Venturion on the horizon. And it's not terribly soon after that that you see two familiar forms coming down the road towards you.
Oh. Life and death. One of them only says lies, and the other one only.
The other one only says death. Come on, let's get off the road just in case these aren't our guys.
Okay. And remember, Boat, all of our onions
Stolen.
stolen.
Highwaymen.
Couldn't help it.
After you get off the road and cower, despite the fact that you have a cart and it's going to be real hard to hide that, you see that it is Koza and Solinar returning to give their report.
Okay, all right. You know, you never know. Like, I figured they'd see the cart and then they'd, stop and investigate, and then if it wasn't them.
Boat, how do we know that that's really them?
Yes. Solinar, tell us something only you would know.
Something only I would know.
Something only he knows.
Wait, but if I tell you something that only I know, then how would you know that it's something that only I know, because only I know it? I'd have to tell you something that we know, right?
Then do it.
I left my sword, which was haunted with the ghost of an ancient necromancer with a lich.
All right, that's too stupid to make up.
I don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, did you?
Koza, you're with him!
Did you lose
Hi.
sight of him for a minute? Koza, now it's your turn. Tell us something only you would know.
Wait,
that only Koza would know, or that we would know? Like, I feel like we need to be specific about this.
You understand the premise of this interaction.
That mushroom right over here. He picks up and he plucks a little brown mushroom with, it has like sunflower shaped spots on it. This is a tulip sprout.
All right, unless Koza was kidnapped and replaced by an expert mycologist, I think we're probably okay.
Yeah. Our onions got stolen on the road, boys.
Yeah. Funny enough, when the
had
onions
onion?
were stolen, we started crying.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I hate that Brandon keeps making me laugh. I'm angry about this.
I got a bunch of banger onion jokes.
Yeah. I just assumed that he told that joke and you that's the reason why you were crying.
So what's it look like?
Well, so we hatched a scheme while we were on the road, and I think it'll work.
Wait. Two very important questions that you're probably going to answer otherwise.
Yes.
Wall,
No wall.
guard.
Well,
Whoop.
no wall outside the city.
Oh, but a wall inside their hearts.
Probably, yes.
Guards?
Yes, definitely guards.
Oh, well. A
Yep.
guard wall?
No guard wall. Was pleasantly surprised by that.
I asked more questions than I asked that I was going to ask.
So getting into the city won't be difficult. The next plan is getting into the palace.
Right. So here's the thing that Koza and I found and arranged for the group. There are inns and taverns on the outskirts of the city. We can deviate from the main road, go to one of those inns, and I've already arranged lodging for all of our various animals and also storage for the cart. It was not exactly super cheap, but I think it's very worthwhile for our mission. This way, we can leave the animals and the cart on the outskirts of town so that when we are trying to make a hasty getaway, we're not trying to make a hasty getaway with animals and a cart through city streets.
Ah, clever.
That's very well thought out.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna go wrong. It'll turn out just fine, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Koza.
Koza, are you on purpose jinxing us?
No, Koza and I were just talking about how, like, we've got a good plan, everything's going really smoothly.
We don't have a
and-
good plan. We don't know how we're getting into the palace.
Well, we're gonna go talk to the Venturion Underground,
How?
which
what
might
makes you
be
think
full
the
of
underground can
rebels.
get into the palace?
Oh, well, the Underground's full of all kinds of folks. There might even be staff for the palace that are part of the Underground.
Okay.
Look, everybody drinks, okay?
And everybody poops.
drinks, everybody poops. You just gotta meet people where they're at. You know? Like, the palace is bound to have tons and tons and tons of serving staff. And some of that serving staff would love to get their hands on 20, 30, 50 gold. And then they just happen to leave a back door unlocked around where the washing happens. Boom, we're in.
They say I got the horses in the back, or tack is attached. At Matt Black.
You all get back on the road and head north up towards Venturion. You're able to get to the city without incident, and unless there's anything you need to do beforehand, you breach the perimeter of the city and step in to the beautiful, sprawling, white stone city of Venturion. There's something to be said for the carved pillars, tall, vaulted buildings. It seems as if the city stretches up, reaching actively towards the gray-white sky. The town itself, the ground level, is not dirt roads. It's primarily stone or cobblestone, depending on kind of where you are. There are some places that even flat square tile has been pressed into the earth so strongly as to make a flat plane for easy travel. everything seems to draw you in deeper to the center of the city, where the palace stands. Now, all that is to be said, if you want to talk guard presence, there seems to be one around every corner. Every time you turn, every time you look, every time you breathe, every time you sneeze, there is at least one guard within arm's reach of you. There are people bustling about, going about their daily lives, constantly sort of, you can see the eyes sort of shift over their shoulder here and there, keeping track of where the guards are. There is a bustle to this city, as there always is in metropolises such as this, but there's something subduing it. There's this energy of repression. People being on their very best behavior, almost as if they're putting on sort of a performance of normalcy in this space.
A pernormance, if you will.
I want to talk guard presence for a second here. I don't know if you all saw this, but I sneezed all over that guard back there. Like all over him. Like from the head to the toe. All just a complete sneeze.
Just a real snot shower.
Yeah.
Gross!
I saw it. I thought for sure, like, oh man, things are about to get bad for us.
Yeah. And it was really strange that he was like so close to me when I sneezed. And
yeah,
then,
it seemed like he only moved closer to you when you started doing the pre-sneeze breathing.
yeah,
So,
it's like he wanted to be sneezed on.
yeah, I don't want to think about that too hard, honestly.
So that's why I wanted to talk about guard presence.
That unlocked a memory for me, actually, because I just remembered that my grandfather used to refer to noses as snot lockers sometimes.
That's what the guard call did. He said, get off your high horse, snot locker. That's what he said.
Wow.
He sounds like a bully in a 1980s cartoon.
Yeah, but he said it in a Barosian accent, which I can't do well.
Get off high horse, snot locker.
That's exactly how he said it. You heard it here second.
Alex, do the real Barosian accent, or the one you think is real. Yeah.
Get off your high horse there, snot locker.
That's what he said. We rewound it and unwound it. And he said that covered in snot. Like so much snot. Here's the point here. We got a lot of guards. There are so many guards that you can't even sneeze without sneezing on one and them making weird noises. That's too many. That's like at least 12 too many.
It's not my favorite, but we just need to get to the part of town that's a little bit seedier.
Does it seem like all the people who are here, speaking of seedy, are like pretending? Didn't it seem like they were pretending things?
Oh, I don't know about that. It seems like a fairly normal town to me.
As you travel through the town, you end up in what appears to be a market square. People are buying and selling produce and fish and flowers. You're not sure how they got here, but they're there. You find other stalls selling pottery and clothing and cloth and shoes and leather. And then you hear sort of a hush fall over the entire market square, and groups of people part. A single woman, followed by an accompaniment of guards, walks up to one of the stalls and picks up one of the pots that is on display. She stands with sort of this regal bearing, and you can note a couple of things. One, she has black hair that's been chopped bluntly sort of at her shoulders. She's wearing an incredibly intricate outfit, almost like a noblewoman. But there are bits of armor and weaponry that you can see on her that implies something martial. And there is a whip at her hip with this incredibly sharp, wicked-looking end. looks like it's meant to gouge and tear when it hits.
No, thank you.
Solinar just says that out loud amid the hush.
That's just,
Josh
it's
voice.
completely quiet, and then you just hear that.
It's better than hearing, oh!
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I sneezed again.
She's going to look over the pot, look at the merchant, and drop it, having it hit the ground and shatter into pieces. She snaps her fingers, and the contingent of guards collects the man, who doesn't struggle. He just slumps, defeated, and you can feel fear, but none of the will to fight. He's dragged off. The woman follows. The crowd closes back in, and the silence stands for another couple of moments before the chatter sort of starts to build up again. Like a party after something awkward's happened and the arguing couple has left.
Everyone's like, we don't like them.
The two merchants that are on other sides of the stall of the man that was taken away both kind of look dejected. They begin tearing down his stall, folding up the cloth, packing away the pots. You note that these merchants don't seem to be affiliated with this man in any way. One is a fishmonger, and the other is selling leather. But they are packing up his stall just the same. There's an air of reverence and mourning to the act.
I walk up to them, looking at the pot that is broken on the ground, and I go, "Excuse me, sirs."
The fishmonger looks up. He has this big, bushy, white mustache, and he appears to be somewhere in his 70s. He kind of, looks up for you. Yes, young man.
As you can see, I had all of my onions stolen from me on the road by onion highwaymen who stole all of my onions, and all I have left are my ghillie suit of onions.
He looks over at the other guy and then looks back at you. Just with his eyes. He's not sure where you're going with this.
As such, I was wondering, what just happened here?
Oh, you're not from around here?
Well, as you can see, I had all my onions stolen from me on the road by highway onion thieves, bandits. Except for the ones that I wear, the ghillie suit onion. That is my mantle, and I swear revenge.
That,
I look back at Boat and I wink.
really cartoonish over the top wink.
Yeah, but at Boat, not at them. I look back at the merchant, and then I don't wink.
That, doesn't explain a whole lot, friend, but I'd keep my voice down. If you're not from around here, people, they don't take very warmly to outsiders in the city here.
Oh, don't worry, I'm inside now.
But, that was Lady Rial. One of the knights of the Empire.
Seemed like a real jerk.
Oh, don't let... He immediately, kind of puts his finger over his mouth. He looks at you with this panic. No, we don't, that's not a good joke to make, friend. We don't talk poorly about the knights in the market square. Too many guards.
Boat gets in really close with this guy. He's like, so what just happened there? Why did that guy's pot get broken and he get taken away?
He's, it appears that, according to, Lady Rial, he's been, accused of treason.
And she knew that just from looking at a pot?
It's, come in a lot of forms these days, treason does.
What if the pot had a secret message? Johannes
Miss,
picked up the little pieces.
You see on the bottom there is a marker that appears to be some indication of the material clay, like the mixture of clay and mineral that made up the pot. But there's a sort of twinge in the back of your head. The mercantile noble in you feels that the pot itself, the material is of a cheap quality, not what the underneath stamp would indicate.
Johannes licks it.
It tastes dusty and like stoneware that's been dropped on the ground. But the quality of the pot doesn't seem to match what the stamp underneath indicates.
Yeah.
It wasn't high quality pot.
This is some of that like underneath the bleachers reefer.
It's all buds and stems.
Just stems. And a little bit of basil?
He's times have been hard, friend. Some of us have been, well, I won't bother you with the troubles of strangers, but sometimes dishonesty in merchants is seen as a form of treason to the crown, especially if you've been trying to sell those materials to the palace. He just kind of shakes his head solemnly and goes back to packing up the pots. His wife and children will be happy to get these back, though.
How many kids?
Oh, just 2.
Was he a good father?
Well, everyone tries. No idea how he was at home. He was a good neighbor for the market stalls.
We love good neighbors. Don't we love good neighbors?
Good neighbors are the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We're gonna bust him out.
Oh, he like slaps his hand over your mouth.
Whoop.
We don't make jokes like that, friend. Not around here. He slowly pulls his hand away. Don't ever let the guards hear you talking like that now.
Johannes turns to Boat and he unwinks.
Taking it back.
The market's...
well, we gotta go find some more onions.
The market has gone more or less back to the level of vibrancy that it was before, causing you to realize that this is common enough that people sort of shrug it off.
I feel like if people keep getting taken away from their families, then putting in jail, then they're probably got too many people in jail, which means that there's a potential for a jailbreak because there's too many people, right?
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
What do you think, Solinar? You know jail.
Solinar's not there.
Oh, whoa. Dude,
The whole time y'all have been talking to the merchants, Solinar's been meandering through the rest of the market looking for pickpockets.
Solinar's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he went to jail?
Oh no, everything's gonna be okay.
Solinar, I'm gonna have you roll perception for me, or investigation, whichever is higher.
Solinar got a Rolinar.
11 investigation.
You're not sure you find any pickpockets. There doesn't seem to be anything.
Solinar's gonna stop at one of the merchants that's set up at a booth that's like right off of an alleyway.
It's going to be a merchant that seems to be selling bolts of really well-made but practical fabric. It's not very ornate, but sturdy and in simple patterns. She turns, Oh, can I help you, friend?
Well, yes, I was looking for some material for patching.
Oh, what are you trying to patch?
Oh, a variety of things. Travel clothes, cloaks, the occasional bag.
Oh, if you need something that's sturdier, she's gonna kind of like duck under. I've got a really nice bolt of this really strong broadcloth.
Ooh. Yeah, let me take a look at that. And Solinar kind of like handles it a little bit and is just like checking it for like how tough it is, I guess.
It's thick, it's tough, it's well made, but it is kind of scratchy.
This will be great for patching a variety of things. Do you have anything not quite as durable? I realize this is probably your most durable cloth, but do you have anything that's like this but a little bit softer for when I need to patch garments?
Oh, like linen?
Yeah, linen would be great.
Let me see what I've got. Do you have a color you prefer?
Oh, black, maybe brown.
I've got plenty of those. Give me just a minute, friend. Here. What do you think of this?
No, it looks wonderful. Say, how are things in the city? I've just come in from out of town, and things seem tense.
She stiffens up a teeny bit and kind of like looks around. Oh, things are wonderful in Venturion. It's a wonderful city to be in.
Solinar kind of like looks around to see like who's nearby.
You see a couple of stalls, several customers, and a couple of guards.
Oh, sure, yeah. What about, I mean, marketplaces being marketplaces, how's the local rapscallions?
Oh,
Nobody taking more than they should, I should hope.
the guards are very, strict with making sure that everyone behaves as they should.
Oh, I think I see. Yes, I'm sure that they're very diligent in
Crime and, anything untoward like that kind of behavior is, an affront to the crown. And that's akin to treason.
Oh, goodness.
As well the guards should, they are a firm hand.
Well, yes, of course, the guard is going to do precisely as they are instructed. I'm quite certain. Well, I tell you what, let me get a couple of feet of this highly durable cloth that you've got here, and then I'll take 4 more feet of this softer cloth so that I've got something for mending, and then I've got something for crafting maybe a little bit as well.
She nods and takes the bolts from you to go back and begin cutting. As you have a moment to step back and look around, you notice, more like feel, there are eyes on you, and they are stuck there.
Oh god, you should have super glued them.
Oh no, my collection of googly eyes got loose. How does this happen?
Great, googly moogly.
And they got tight.
More seriously though, Solinar's going to what's a good method for this? He pulls a knife out and starts cleaning his fingernails idly, and he's holding his hand at kind of an awkward high angle so that he can use the reflection in the knife to look behind him.
You can see that there are guards and a couple of customers and a couple of stalls. You can see one of the guards is looking at you, and 2 of the customers seem to be gossiping, and they keep sort of stealing glances over your way.
Solinar will pull out gold's probably sufficient. Amber can't be that expensive. So Solinar pulls out like a gold, puts the knife back, flips it idly, sets it down on the counter, and waits for his cloth.
She comes with a paper-wrapped parcel tied up in twine and hands it over to you. She looks at the gold coin, looks at you, nods, and takes it, putting it in her pouch.
Have a great rest of your day. And he turns and leaves through the alleyway.
Boat, Johannes, Koza, what are you guys doing?
I go up to somebody who's working. I'm like, hey, do you know anybody by the name of Patrick Gritters?
Ooh, a friend I can't say I have, but I can tell you that I've got the finest hams you'll ever see.
Whoa, Boat.
What's that you say?
He's selling cured meats, and you can see hanging from the top of his stall are sausage links and hams and what appear to be a couple of rows of some sort of preserved duck.
I knew that was the route you were going, but I did briefly envision that he was just selling statues of butts.
There's lots of meats here, Boat.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably float a whole boat with that gam over there.
Friend, I've got plenty. But unfortunately, I haven't seen the friend you're talking about, though.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't know who that was either.
Huh?
Well, I was asking if you knew who he was, because I don't know who he is.
Oh. That doesn't make any sense.
Well...
Yeah, let's start fresh here. Why don't you give me a ham?
Oh, right here, friend. I got this real fine one.
I'll take a fine ham.
He's going to wrap it in paper and tie it with twine and hand it over.
Wrap it with paper, tie it with twine. Here is a gift of delectable swine.
Yay! I liked that a great deal, and if I hadn't already given you a plaid cat, you would have gotten one for that.
Alex, there's an infinite amount of these cats. You can give them two.
Yeah.
If I give him 2 inspiration points in a single, game, he's gonna become too powerful.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can always take one away later.
Can I revoke cats?
Of course
No.
you can. It's your world. Wait, nope, wait.
Nope. You cannot take away what has been given.
Says Boat as he takes the ham.
Alita's gonna, kind of tug on Boat's sleeve and lean in and be like, is now really the time for this?
For cute rhymes about ham?
I was just gonna lean into Alita. Well, I think we should act normal and purchase things in a market, right?
I mean, I guess doesn't this seem weird to you guys?
Of course it seems weird. We gotta blend in so we can get to a place where we can talk about it.
Merchant, do either us or maybe this whole situation feel weird to you?
Koza's nobility really showing there. Merchant.
Oh, garçon! I, don't know what you mean, friend. It's clear you're not from around these parts, but, I don't know that necessarily makes you worthy of suspicion. He looks around.
Okay, so we're not like a bunch of freaks, a bunch of real weirdos, not perverts.
I mean, if I didn't feel that way before, I'm starting to probably get there.
Okay, which one? Like freaks, weirdos, perverts?
I'm walking away from this conversation, friend.
I mean, no, we can...
Life's too short for this, and he walks away. Life's too short.
I think we're good. I think we should keep acting normal like we are.
We're very normal.
Yeah, way ahead of you, buddy. Achoo. Oh, sorry, I sneezed all over you, guard.
God damn.
A perfectly normal thing to do.
You see a shadow sort of pass quickly over parts of the market square, and all the guards stiffen and tighten their grips on their weapons. The shadow passes, but the tension remains.
Well, it's been nice doing business with you, Market. We gotta go find Solinar.
Solinar, you ducked into an alleyway.
Yeah, kind of the plan was to circle around back into the marketplace, find yonder friends, but only after dipping down the alleyway, taking a quick turn and listening to see if anyone's following.
Nothing is following you. The only sounds that you can hear in this alleyway are the shuffling sounds of what appear to be 2 street cats rifling through some garbage, and a single man wrapped in a blanket shivering against the cold, a hat laid underside up to potentially collect donations from generous passerby.
Solinar drops a couple of silver in the peddler's hat, crouches down, and goes, "You wouldn't happen to know where a guy like me, sort of a shifty type, quick fingers, might find a little bit of work?"
He looks at you, and you see recognition in his eyes and panic. He sort of looks around and picks up a stick. He dusts a little bit to make a clean slate, as it were, in the dust on the ground, and writes, "No work here. Don't try."
Oh. Okay. Well, thanks for the tip. And Solinar drops a third silver into the guy's hat before taking off.
As Solinar begins to stand, he grabs his shirt and looks at you with an urgency. He shakes his head very, very slowly before opening his mouth, revealing the noted absence of tongue.
Oh. Shoot. I wish there were more I could do for you, friend.
He wipes the dirt a little bit to make a clean slate again and writes again. They're watching. They're listening. Don't be fooled.
Okay. Got it.
He lets him go with sort of this, like, squeeze onto his arm. The same kind of urgency that you have before you send someone off to battle. This lingering feeling of someone might be walking away from you for the last time. But he slumps back into his cloak and draws it into himself before curling back into the space he was before.
Solinar's going to go back to circling his way back around into the market.
You're going to find your party members sort of hunched in together and whispering, and the meat merchant that they're standing next to looking at them with a mixture of curiosity, intrigue, and a little bit of fear.
Solinar gives the meat merchant kind of a wry half smile and is like, "You'll have to excuse my friends. We're a bit of an eccentric bunch. We try not to make any trouble, though, so we'll get out of your hair."
He kind of does the, like, polite customer service, half smile, and, like, the nod.
Hey, gang. We need to get back to business.
Yeah, but Bo just housed a whole haunch of ham.
This ham will keep us going for a while.
I'm just picturing this merchant being like, "Here you go. Here's enough ham to feed 3 people for a while."
It's just a huge cartoonish ham.
It's like the half rack of ribs in the Flintstones that they put on the side of the car, but it's just one enormous ham.
Bo just opens his mouth really large, puts the whole ham inside, and just pulls out a single long bone.
It was real impressive. I said, "Nope, I don't believe it. I don't think you can do that, even though we've traveled all this time together." And if anyone could, it would be you, but I haven't actually seen you do it, which leads me to believe not possible. And then Bo just did it.
Boat's gotta keep his strength up.
Got a heart of gold, and also sometimes it doesn't beat.
Just stops occasionally to have a break.
It just does it skips one just for a rest.
Yeah, we should get back to what we're doing, though. We should get out of the market. Stop wasting time.
Yeah. Thank you.
As you all turn out of the market, you in particular, are going to feel as you're kind of walking through the crowd, a cloaked woman bumps into you and drops her basket that she's been collecting of goods in the market. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Forgive me. I didn't mean to bump into you.
Yeah, no stress, no mess. Let me help you clean this up. How you doing?
Thank you so much. Her face is obscured by this really long hood, but you can see that she's dressed somewhat like a servant.
You just, you're in a hurry, it seems like. You better slow down. You might get hurt.
Oh, yes, my lord, you're completely right. As she picks up the last bit of thing, you feel her take your hand and sort of grasp it. Thank you for your help. And you can feel in your palm is a small piece of paper.
You're quite welcome. Boat slides the paper into his pocket.
She's going to scurry off towards the palace.
Is there any sort of like alleyway or something I can hustle into?
I'm certain that Solinar can guide you to one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's precisely where Solinar is leading the group.
Okay.
I imagine this is like New York City. There aren't actually that many alleyways, and so like we have to walk like 5 blocks to get to the one alley.
There's like 3 alleys in the entirety of Venturion.
So it's walking like Solinar's like, I know the way. It's been like 2 hours walking there.
There's a we get there's a film crew actively shooting.
Oh, look, they also have got...
Oh, well, we're in this alleyway now that you've led us to, Solinar.
Yeah, they're selling very expensive tacos here.
Oh, look at that. Look at that cat.
Oh my god, that cat's got a tongue.
So, couple things. Thing number 1, managed to draw attention to myself while being a perfectly reasonable person buying fabric, which is fun. Thing number 2 is that I met a guy who had his tongue cut out, and he warned me that we need to basically be on guard the entire time we are inside this city because, and I quote, they are always watching, they are always listening.
Johannes covers your mouth.
Well, speaking of all that, I've got a little present for everybody. This young woman bumped into me, and as she was leaving, she placed a piece of paper in my hand that I have not read yet, so we can all take a look at it together and see what it says.
Both so hoping it's a phone number.
Hurry, we must invent phones.
Yeah. I will unfold the paper once, unfold the paper twice, and now look at the paper.
Whoa, it still has another fold in it.
You're going to see 2 things. One is a sentence. You're in danger. The second is a small, kind of simplified drawing of an eye, 2 cross stalks of grain, and a drop of water, a sun, and a small mote of fire in a single crest.
Bingo.
Ding dong bing bong. Who's bringing you this episode of Quid Pro Roll today? Well, it's the delightful people at our Patreon, including Kira Mays. Thank you so much. Marion Klatt, you are awesome. I'm so grateful that you exist. Natalia Pearson, you're heckin' awesome. I never seen a more awesome person. Olivia Latham, you're the best. Thank you. Sean Britton, I am in debt to you. I owe you a life debt and or a beer, your choice. Sith Lord Dippy, man, I couldn't have dippied without you, and I'm really thankful. Wolf Daddy 72, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you, Daddy. And yes, Mountain. Yes, Mountain. These are awesome. You guys are great. Thank you for making Quid Pro Roll possible. I'm so grateful. So, thank you from me. I'm Alon, and I'm thanking you on the post roll, making it too long, and Gabe is gonna be mad at me. But I love you so much, I couldn't do it without you. Ooh. Thank you.
The guard over there. Oh. Sorry, you can cut that. I just had to make the joke.
No, leave it in.
Yeah.
Oh God!
That's
And then
what
you
he
blow
said.
your nose, Brandon. Come on.
Well, he cut that.
It's cold. But put Brandon blowing his nose in.
Just had to empty the old snot locker.
Mhm.
God.
Slocker.